to introduce our next speaker, Yanting Zhang. My theory on interracial marriage between whites and Asians. My theory on interracial marriage between whites and Asians, Yanting Zhang.
Thank you, Marty. Anyone has a secret to a good, stable marriage? I do. Constantly reminding your husband, in my case, how lucky he is in having me. I constantly reminded him that he's short, he has flat feet, he's really not that competitive in American marriage markets. He's basically a nerd, not very athletic. So as a demographer specializing on studying marriage and immigrants, I was just telling him, you're not that competitive and you're so lucky in having me. To be honest, interracial marriage is not easy. There's language barriers and there's culture barriers a lot of times. For example, marrying a Chinese is a package deal. You have to deal with the family side. My husband's case, my parents are eager to stay with us for several months sometimes. And my sister constantly wants to visit us and stay with us. And the relative want to borrow money. It's a package deal. Sorry about that. So I studied marriage for a long time. So I'm always interested in knowing why people enter in such marriages. So I'll give you some statistics. In the US, Asian women have the highest out-marrying rate, means they most likely to, among all the races, they are the most likely to marry another race. And even in Denver, I did a little survey this weekend. Among 100 interracial couples, only 2 are between Chinese men and American women. 98%, this is probably very representative. Over 90% are between Asian women and white males. So why is that? My little series. Okay, one is there are romantic loves. I won't deny that. But there's also, I think everyone is shaped by some social forces. I call it, well, there's a term for that. It's called hypergamy, means people like to marry up. So in this case, so Asian women, probably lower status, want to marry someone higher status, white guys. Sometimes they call it rice fetish, yellow fever, whatever. You search the term. There are a lot of terms for that, mostly derogative terms. So I think it's a social status thing. But there's, at the same time, there's a lot of white women marry Hispanic man. Why is that? So it's the same thing, probably a social status thing. Lower status male marry a higher status female. So that's one explanation. But this this masculine, white male also considered very masculine, more masculine than Asians for sure. In China, there's an article recently really made me that fell off my chair. Remember I told you guys, Chinese government said getting married is your social responsibility as a good citizen. President Xi recently also told the Chinese guys, you need to be more masculine. Man up. Stop being a sissy. So that's another, so it's this white male probably considered very attractive in this stand, more masculine, more athletic in the popular culture, more than Asian men. So that's another reason. So the second theory I have is a push-pull kind of demand and supply type of theory, also mixed with a lot of discrimination and stereotypes. why I call it push pull. There's a lot of leftover women in China, leftover also a lot by social media. After being 30, you are considered as an old maid in China or leftover woman. So it's kind of sad. After that age, you're not considered as very appealing to a lot of guys. So there's an abundance of them. Even though there's a sex ratio, there's more males rather than more females. And the males have a hard time to get married. But still, the government is pushing women to get married early. So after passing certain age, you consider that as not very attractive. So there's a supply of them. At the same time, there's a lot of demand of these women here. Men here, especially older men, if you look at the recent intermarriage between white and Asian, you find a lot of older men marry younger Asians. So here is a good deal. Older men want a free cook, free nurse with benefits. Discrimination. Chinese women, when after divorce, especially the divorcee with kids, are highly discriminated against in China, still these days. So, and it's not so much here. So, but there's also this fetish towards Asian women. So there's some men only want to marry Asian women, which I think is problematic. If you think, but there are plenty of them. They think Asian women are docile, submissive, loyal. So all these good stereotypes, stereotypical image about Asian. But a lot of times, oftentimes they find out that that's probably Japanese women, not all Asian women are like that. There's plenty of dragon ladies here. After they seal the deal. So anyway, so that's my little theories about the Asian and white marriages. I have a couple theories explaining why, and there's some dangerous signals if you only marry for the stereotypical reasons. In the end, I wish everyone have a happy marriage and a happy Valentine's Day and happy Chinese New Year. Thank you.
All right.